Hello there, kia ora. There's an election coming up in Tauranga this year, and like every time we seem to have local body elections, there's going to be a bit of a racist undercurrent that comes out in the way that the narrative is told by locals who are really specific in what it was that they want to achieve with these elections. And Tauranga is a city that, unfortunately, kind of comes across as always trying to vie for the title of most racist place in Aotearoa. So these are going to be some incredibly nasty undercurrents. And we're already starting to see them. You see, this week, or late last week, this pamphlet was dropped in people's letterboxes around Tauranga. Now, it might look like it's a poorly made Word document that's been printed out en masse, and to be fair, it's a poorly made Word document printed out en masse, but it's actually something that we've seen before. This kind of content is actually how the campaign in Whangarei started during the last local body election. It starts off with what feels like a grassroots movement of people trying to get out there and have their say. That movement in Whangarei was actually backed by Voices for Freedom and the New Zealand Centre for Political Research. Those people set up websites, they ran candidates that were there to put holes in the system, and they did everything they could to defame and degrade Māori up there. And we're starting to see that campaign happen down in Tauranga. Also, Tauranga hasn't got a full list of candidates yet. Nominations are still open, so this is just going to get worse. This particular flyer, which is full of incorrect information, well, it was put out by this guy, who, as you can see here, is doing his best to mimic that white woman in the Central Park who was calling the cops because the black people are looking at me. He's doing exactly the same thing in this video. He's actually an associate of Julian Batchelor's. That's right, he helped Julian with some of his campaign meetings that he had during his Stop Co governance tour. So you can already tell he's a stand-up kind of guy. That kind of behaviour is abhorrent, and we will see more of it as this election goes ahead. These people are emboldened because they feel like they're seeing results. In places like Kaipara, for example, where you've already got the mayor saying, well, we don't need Māori seats, and he's been anti-Māori everything the whole time he's been up there. The same thing that we see from our government when they try and minimise the role of Te Reo Māori, that emboldens these kind of racist arseholes. And Tauranga is full of racist arseholes. So we're going to see it lots and lots. There are other steps to this campaign as well if it follows the Whangarei model. Like there will be a website set up. There's already one called Democracy Action, which is very similar to the NZCPR set up one for Whangarei, Democracy Northland. And they follow the same things, they share some of the same links and the same content, and they think that Dr. Muriel Newman is actually a genius instead of a horrible racist person. And that's going to get lots of traction for the kind of people who think that Facebook comments are real. We need to be really, really specific when it comes to people voting in Tauranga for this election. You need to do the research on your candidates. You need to know what they stand for. Go to public meetings, talk to them directly, find people who know them, because Tauranga is not the smallest community out there, but it's certainly not the biggest. It's easy enough to find people who know people. Get out there, do your research, and make sure you vote. Because when you've got a really dedicated base of people who want to vote for really specific things, that's what's going to get in when you have a low voter turnout. That's how come Tauranga District Council or City Council already had people like Margaret Murray, Don Brash's girlfriend, Benj, on that council before. These are the sort of people who are wanting to get back in there, wanting to minimise the role of Māori in one of the most significant places in this country when it comes to Māoridom and the history with Pākehā and Europeans. So please, if you're in Tauranga and you see something like this, feel free to text the guy and tell him he's an idiot. But at the same time, keep an eye out for other materials that are going out there that could cause harm to the community. Let other people know what's going on and ensure that you're telling everybody to get out there and vote when it comes to voting day there for you.